Good morning, guys. Getting a bit of a late start to the video this morning. Actually got up at a reasonable hour when everybody was leaving and everything. Just kind of hung out in bed again, just resting a little bit more. Like I said before, they leave at like 7:15 in the morning. There's absolutely no reason I need to be getting up at about that time. So when I did get up a little after 8 o'clock, I was in the bathroom. I was actually using the restroom and I got a phone call from the contractor, like the contractor manager, not the head of the company or anything, but the guy that's in charge of the project. I don't think I've ever actually talked on the phone with him, but he said he was standing out back. He was looking over the actual deck and making sure everything was okay. And mentioned the electricians are coming today. They're here at the moment, actually. But this was like 8:15 or something in the morning. And I was actually very lucky to catch him. I got up and I got the boot on and everything, and I made it downstairs because since he was here, he offered to go ahead and take the fan and the lights outside for me so I didn't have to pull them down from the very high shelves and carry them outside. So that was an insane amount of help. And like I said, it's a few hours later now. I've had my morning meeting and everything, had breakfast and everything. The electrician showed up while I was finishing up my shower, so luckily had the ring enabled, so I was able to answer the ring right after I got out of the shower and said, you know, I'm upstairs, I've got a broken foot, I'm just getting out of the shower, let me put my boot and some clothes on and I'll be right down. And I was able to let them in the back door. They're out there installing the lights right now and getting everything in place for the fan, and I think they're actually even going to put in some ground fault outlets while they're out there, so definitely making excellent progress. Once things are farther along, I'll definitely show you guys, probably later this afternoon or something. And there's more drilling. And that's actually part of why I'm probably not going to be making any videos this morning. Luckily, I think as I said last night, I'm several videos ahead at this point. I've got one scheduled to go live here in about a half an hour, and then I've got, I think, 3 more that are done, that are uploaded and ready to go. One I'm probably going to have to go out to actually do some work on. It's the little Find My Car cigarette lighter thing. So that one should be kind of interesting, but I have to actually go someplace, walk away from my car, and then turn the camera on and say, now we're going to find the car. And that's going to be kind of difficult, but we will see what we can do. For the time being, it's getting awfully close to lunchtime, so let me do that, see what comes up. Well, USPS just showed up. A bit of an unexpected mail time. I don't think I had anything ordered or anything, so let's see. I know I've got a couple of things coming tomorrow. I don't know. It's a bag inside of a bag. With a box inside of that bag. Oh yes, expected. This is the SJ Cam M20. It's another one of the 4K action cameras. It's a slightly different design than the ones I've seen so far though, so thought it was kind of interesting, and I've never actually gotten hands-on with an SJ Cam camera, so definitely looking forward to checking that one out. And for the other one, also expected, but unexpected timing. This is a couple of Bluetooth speakers from August. I've had a bunch of people telling me that I should look into August speakers, and they finally actually reached out to me. So this is the WS150G and the WS300G. Very, very similar devices, very similar functionality. One's just a little bigger than the other. I seem to think they can act as stereo units for one another. So again, should be an interesting video. And yeah, basically other than that, I've been kind of just sitting in here, getting a little bit of work done and watching a few YouTube videos on the TV here. And the electricians are in there working. They're putting in a second box so that we can have a control for the fan, putting in the exterior lights and everything like that. Again, I'll show you all that stuff later. Quite a little while later, I've actually made some pretty decent progress on work stuff. Couldn't really do anything video related just because there was so much noise going on. But minor update, well, I guess major update. They're done for the day. The electricians have headed away. I'll be the first to admit I was a little bit confused and concerned by this. These are the 2 switches we had here previously. One controls the outside lights, one controls the security light. This is the 3rd one they put in. Now they said that the contractors, the rest of the guys that actually do this kind of work, are going to come by and fix this for free for us, no problems. That does, however, mean we're going to have to provide some paint. But this is the new fan switch and it does appear to work. I'm very, very tempted. What I may do is move the switches around because the security light switch really ought to be the one that's separated. It's the one we never use anyway. So I may look into doing that at some point. I don't really know. I kind of thought that they were actually going to take this box out because this is a 2-switch box and replace it with a 3-switch box, but apparently that was not in the cards. So I will say I'm a little disappointed with that, and I'll probably bring that up to the contractor. But as you can see, the new fan is in place. It does work. I've tested it. I don't really want to walk over there to turn it back on at the moment, but it does work. Our new exterior lights are up. They look very, very nice. They replaced our outside outlet here with a GFI, a ground fault outlet, so it's good now, it's up to code. They also drilled into the brick over here and added another outlet. Now the funny thing about this one is they had to actually go entirely through the wall and tap into a plug on the inside where our TV is, so that was a little disconcerting and very, very loud. And of course, the other light. So that was the majority of what got done today. And actually in the last few days, you can kind of tell up here, this has all been wrapped in vinyl, so it actually looks a lot better. And presumably there's going to be a ceiling going in across the top, maybe a drop. I don't know what kind of ceiling it's going to be, and I guess not really my business to know. One way or the other though, we're getting very close. They said hopefully it'll be finished tomorrow, if not Monday. Well, skipping on ahead, look at the sunset. It's just beautiful. I'm in the front of the house right now. Only reason I know that it is so beautiful is our neighbor stopped by. Our neighbor's the preacher at the church, and he stopped by and dropped off a loaf of bread. Basically said, since you broke your foot, I'd like to do something nice for you. So his wife makes this amazing sourdough bread, and so he brought a loaf for me. Thank you very much to them. Christina also ran out to Pier 1. This is the patio furniture she decided upon. It's not entirely unpacked, so the one that's over here is what it's going to look like. And for whatever reason, the footstool cushions were not in stock, so she's going to have to get those another time. Looks very comfy from where I'm standing. I certainly hope that the pillows are waterproof. I don't know. I don't feel like stepping down there at the moment. I definitely overdid it on the walking today. Between going down to bring up our trash cans, and then when I went to Kroger earlier to get my medicine for my sinuses, I was going to go through the drive-thru, but since it's got Sudafed in it, they said you have to come inside, so I had to walk like 150 yards each way, like from the parking lot inside and to the pharmacy and then back, and stand in line. So I gave them a bit of a hard time. It's like, the reason I didn't want to come in is because I have a broken foot. I told you guys this in the drive-thru, but you know, it's the laws, they can't really do anything about it. I had to give him a little bit of a hard time over it. But between that and then I tried to pick up Ellis and walk around with him a little bit this afternoon, it was a mistake. Big bad mistakes were made, so my foot is in quite a bit of pain right now. So I've been resting with it. I took the boot off for a while just to let my foot rest, and it's a little better now. It still hurts, but it's a little better. Also, since I've been kind of desperate to do skating stuff again, I found a game called Skate Party. Not a sponsor or anything, just a game that I was playing around with. Kind of reminds me of the very early Tony Hawk games, except it's on Android. And I started messing around with it here on my Galaxy S7, and then realized, wait a minute, I've got the Shield tablet with this Bebon Cool controller. So I downloaded the gamepad mapper stuff for it. It actually works with the NVIDIA gamepad mapper, and that has the ability to work with this controller as well for some reason. Not complaining in the slightest. But there you go, now I can use the stick to move around, use the buttons over here to jump and to do tricks and whatnot, and fall on my face. So I'm definitely having a lot of fun with this game. It's a good way to sort of get that release, the I really want to be out there skating and I would love to be able to do tricks, but obviously that's not going to be happening for a very, very long time, if ever. So it's a way for me to get back into it, as it were. And you know what? I think I'm actually going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. It's almost 9 p.m. already. Duncan is going through the shower right now. Ellis is completely passed out on the floor. Same thing that I say every night, because this is basically the way that our home works. Christina called in sandwiches because she got home so late. She went to the gym this afternoon and picked up Ellis and had to pick up an order from the grocery store and everything. So she has done so much for the family just today alone. It is ridiculous, and I'm sure she is absolutely exhausted. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up because I think it's actually been easier on her for me to get this all done earlier, so I'm not, outstanding being down here alone by myself and what happens if I fall at 11 o'clock at night. So I'm going to get it done so I can get to bed. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you had a wonderful day. I had a very productive, although not video productive, but regularly productive, and an excellent day all around. And we'll see you tomorrow.